Hello and welcome to another video recipe for Clean Eats with your Beachbody coach, Sammy. It is my pleasure to be here with you again today. I had such a wonderful time preparing all these ingredients because it was a special request to make this recipe today from one of our favorite DJs at Fricasee FM, Yanni, who absolutely loves this dish. And I have to say, I haven't made it before, but to be honest with you, it's not that hard. So we're gonna be making it together. And if it's your first time, don't be worried. Just watch, learn, and do the same. So, as always, nice, clean eating. It's gonna start with fresh vegetables from your market. And today's ingredients are 2 bunches of green leaf lettuce. And what I've done is I washed it. I took all the leaves out and I cut it in about 2, maybe sometimes 3 pieces lengthwise. Then, I hope you're Costco shoppers because it's very convenient to go shopping at Costco for a lot of the things that I bought today. And one of them was the lettuce packets. You know the green leaf lettuce that they have in the 6-pack? Perfect for this recipe. So I washed them very well and separated them. And again, cut those in about, really I cut them in half, but some of the pieces were a little bit longer, so I cut it 3 times lengthwise. So I would say about the length of your fingers. That should be good. To move on, fresh green onions. 5 bunches of fresh green onions. This is one of the secret ingredients along with some others that are coming that really give flavor to the dish. And just cut it in half. So I would say this is probably a little longer than, so maybe like the length of your hand should be good. And of course, Greek recipes, Mediterranean recipes are going to have either dill or parsley. This one is a dill one. All the previous ingredients, I told you to cut them pretty big. Cut it really small, and the stem that comes at the bottom that's pretty thick, go ahead and chop most of that off because we're only going to allow maybe 5 minutes for this to cook. So you don't want it to be anything hard that's chewy at the end and, you know, kind of gets stuck at your teeth. But do cut it nice and fine. Not too fine, but, you know, pretty small. All right, I told my mom I was going to be making this recipe. And she said, you know, make sure you add lots of dill. I'm like, of course I'm going to add lots of dill, but I also have a surprise for you. All right, here's my secret ingredient. It is smelling so good. It almost smells like mastiha that comes from the island of Chios where I come from. It's just that flavorful. So I couldn't possibly miss out. I was out shopping with my mother-in-law when I got the rest of these ingredients, and the smell of this drove me nuts. I'm like, I've got to add this in. So it's called sweet anise, A-N-I-S-E, and it looks like a root, and it has these guys that stick up from the top. And I'm going to save these as well. So I cleaned out the outside of the sweet anise root and cut it up in small pieces so that I can add that in with my meat after. You'll see as we're doing this, I'll tell you. And I'm saving this. Just like the dill, I said cut the big pieces, the big stems from the bottom because we're going to add this at the end for 5 minutes to cook. Cut this out and just save all these small florets. Save this. And we're going to chop that up like we did our dill, and we're going to add this in with the dill. Flavorful, amazing. I bet it's going to be really good. Then, the juice of 2 lemons, 2 eggs, maybe 3, just the yolks, because this is going to be a lemon egg, as we call it, avrolemono. It's going to have a lemon egg base at the end. Of course, our good old-fashioned favorites, salt and pepper. And whoever knows this recipe and is saying, okay, Sammy, you're making fricasee. You told us all the vegetables, but something very important is missing. I haven't forgotten. It's the best part of all. Oh my goodness. Lamb. Now, lamb can be fatty, so you've got to be careful. What I did is I bought, again from Costco, a leg of lamb. It's a boneless leg of lamb that's easily available there all the time. I try to find a nice, clean cut that doesn't have a lot of fat. But even the little bit that was left there, this is Clean Eats. I cleaned it up. I took out the fat. So I cut it in small chunks. You don't want to cut it too small because it is going to shrink obviously when we're cooking it shortly. And a lesson that I've learned from my mom is to always cut your meat against the grain so that way it's not tough. So just watch out for that as you're cutting your pieces. Try to watch which way the grain is going and try to go against it as much as you can. So these are our ingredients. The work isn't just prepping the ingredients. Now comes the easy stuff. I'm gonna go turn on my pot, get it warm and ready, and I'm gonna put just a little drizzle of olive oil. You know, we have to have this in all of our recipes, just so that the meat doesn't stick. And I'm gonna add the meat in there. I'm gonna add my green onions, and we'll see what happens. Let's make magic. Clean Eats happen today with an amazing recipe, Fricasee. Enjoy. Here's our pot. It's nice, hot, and ready. I'm gonna just put just a little bit of olive oil so that the meat doesn't get stuck. Now, what some of the traditional cooks would do is they would put a little bit of flour on their meat, but to avoid a little extra on my part, I'm gonna keep the meat as is and just sear it. But you are more than welcome to, especially for some of you, you want to add some calories to your dish. So go ahead and put that flour, just a little dab of it on your meat to give it a little extra color. It's going to make your sauce a little extra thicker. You know, it's a choice. The other choice that you just saw me make is that I put olive oil instead of butter. The traditional recipe of fricassee does ask for butter. So that's another choice. Some of you know, may want to add a few more calories to your dishes, trying to gain a little bit of weight in a healthy manner. Good fresh butter is not bad for you in small quantities if you're not eating it all the time. So along with my meat, I'm almost done layering it here so that it can sear on one side. I'm going to also put my green onions, but give me just 1 second. And here are my green onions. So I'm going to put these in with my meat. This is a choice that I make because I think it gives the meat a little extra flavor. I'm not going to add the salt and pepper yet, only because salt, when you add it in too soon with your meat, it can make your meat a little tough. But I am going to add my onions and turn up the heat. My meat is cooking slowly, and here's what we're going to do is we're going to be watching to see the liquid. We want it to kind of remain at this level. If you can see it, I think you can see. I want it to remain at this level, and I'm going to be doing this and keeping an eye on it for about 20 minutes because I want my meat to be nice and tender and soft. And then I'll add my salt and pepper, and then I'll begin to also add the other vegetables. So, super easy dish. It is not that hard, and it is the most flavorful thing in the world. All right, you guys, I've been letting this meat simmer slowly for about 15-20 minutes now, and I'm just checking to see if my fork goes through easily. So I'm going to add this in. It smells so good. To give this some more time to cook with the mixture before I bring in my lettuces. Okay, and at this point I'll go ahead also and add a little bit of my coarse salt. Remember, ladies, when you have coarse salt, it always needs a little extra. If you're using just regular iodized salt, don't worry, it's much less. And then a little bit of pepper. Very simple. Give it another stir, and I'll cover my pot up one more time and give this another 5 minutes, and then it'll be ready to start adding my lettuces. It's been another 5 minutes with my anise roots in here, so I'm going to go ahead and add my my green lettuce. Is this amazing? Have you ever had a salad cooked like this with your meat? Now this all is going to shrink, you guys, so don't worry as you're laying it on top and wondering where in the world am I going to fit this. We're going to fit it. This is all going to shrink down. It's going to leave off It's juices, so you're getting all the nutrients right there in your dish. Some ladies like to warm up some water and blanch their vegetables before they put them in here, just for ease. But in all honesty, I want to keep every single nutrient there is in this dish. I don't want to leave it off somewhere in the bowl of water elsewhere. All right, I'm going to cover this up. This is what it looks like. And now it's time to go ahead and add the romaine lettuce. So here we go. This lettuce right now that I'm piling up in here, you'll see in a second, it's looking pretty funny. It's a big old mountain of green here. This also is going to let off a lot of natural juice in my food. And so I didn't have to add any water, because if you look at another recipe, you may see that it says slowly, gradually add water to your meat as it's cooking. Nope, mine is all natural here, getting juice from all the vegetables and the natural ingredients that are in there. So here's my big old pile. I'm going to cover it up, and I'll see you in a little bit. I've let my romaine lettuce cook in here, simmer for about another 5 minutes with the other lettuce. And while I was doing that, I was kind of mixing up my meats and my juices and the lettuces, just like so, you know, just bringing it all up so that way everything is cooking together and you're getting everything that's, you know, you started from the bottom, bringing it up to the top. Go get you guys our dill and we'll move on. Okay, and remember that with the dill, I've also added the florets that I've cut up from the anise. It smells really good, so definitely take advantage of all the flavor. This is what this dish is about. It's just the taste that comes from everything coming together is amazing. Okay, so I'm just putting that on top. Spreading it a little bit around. And I'm going to leave this in for another few minutes. You kind of be the judge as you look at that. I'll cover it up. And I'll be back. Are we ready to make some egg lemon sauce? Grab your ladle and a measuring cup. And let's go ahead and take out, ooh, this is a lot of good juice. At least a cup. Okay, and we're going to set this cup of juice aside. I have lowered the temperature of my heat. Okay, so I've got about a cup here. Now I'm going to go ahead and get my eggs one at a time. Let's crack these eggs. I'm throwing away, you can't see this, but what I'm doing is I'm throwing away the egg white and keeping the egg yolk. That's the secret in having a very good egg lemon sauce. I learned that, like I told you last time, from my father-in-law, who was a chef. And he knew that if you keep this, the white of the egg, it's going to actually mess up your egg lemon sauce. All right, now, excuse me, but I got to clean my hands. Alright, so as I'm hitting the eggs, I'm going to go ahead and slowly add my lemon juice. Okay, so we're going to hit, there we go. And now slowly, as I'm hitting this, my mother-in-law is going to be adding the juice from our fricasee. You want to add this slowly, you know, just with the intent that you're not cooking your egg. Nice. All right, beautiful. Okay, and now I am going to go ahead in a second and put this in my fricasee pot and put the lid on it and just move that pot around, because you cannot possibly stir this by any means. All you can do is lift the handles. So here we go. Okay, so I'm dropping it in. in circles. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to shake this up.
Bravo.
All right, there we go. Shake it up. Oh my God, this smells so good. I cannot wait to enjoy this.
Too much. Εντάξει.
Too much, huh? We're a big family. Είμαστε μεγάλη οικογένεια.
Λοιπόν, okay.
You guys, of course, you don't need to. Wow. Hey, these P90X muscles are coming to some good use. I'm enjoying this. All right, I'm going to turn my stove back on a little bit higher. From low, I'm going to medium to bring this to another boil. For just about a minute. Oh, this is awesome. Η μάνα να τρώει πες και στο παιδί να πηδήνει. That is a Greek riddle saying that this food is so delicious that the mother is going to be eating it and not even sharing with her kids. Oh my God, we got to have some humor in here. Okay, so yes, I made a huge pot of fricasee. I want people to come over and join me. But for you, all right, a minute has passed. Okay, thank you. A minute has passed. I've turned it off. And again, my mother-in-law, ελάτε εδώ ένα λεπτό. I want to say thank you.
Καλή όρεξη. Ευχαριστούμε για την προσπάθεια να μας βλέπετε. Και είμαστε έτοιμοι.
Και εγώ θέλω να σας ευχαριστήσω. Sorry, really quick, just a little bit of Greek. I know some of you that are watching this might know some Greek. All right, θέλω να πω σας ευχαριστώ πάρα πολύ που μαθαίνετε τόσα ωραία φαγητά, γιατί είναι η πρώτη φορά που φτιάχνω φρικασέ στη ζωή μου. Και σας ευχαριστώ που με βοηθήσατε.
Είναι πολύ νόστιμο.
So what I was just saying is thank you so very much. I'm so grateful to this woman and to my mom who also gives me her recipes because this is the first time that I've ever made this meal and it is amazing, but of course you have to give credit to those that teach you things that have been in their generations for many years now.
Η Σωτηρία είναι πάρα πολύ καλή μαγείρισα.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Φιλάκια.
Και προσπαθεί τα πάντα. Μπράβο της.
Thank you so much.
Καμία δεν κάθεται να κάνει.
She's complimenting me, you guys. You know, take a compliment. Thank you. Saying that, you know, it's always good to try your best and feed your family. What you honestly know is healthy and clean. And it seems like it's hard work, but it really honestly isn't. Just take a moment. I put on my fun music with Fricasee FM. We had a good time. We were listening to some good old Greek music. You put on what you enjoy and just let that passion come into your food because truly you are loving your body, you are loving your family by giving them what you know is clean, what you know is nutritious, and what you know is going to really sustain them and fulfill their every need to lead a healthy life. And with that, I have to tell you on the side that I am starting a new challenge group on the 22nd of October, and I would love for you all, whoever is interested, to come and join me. I'm going to be doing Lamille Pump. It's a great Beachbody program that uses high reps, you know, great intensity, low weight barbells, and my husband's going to be joining me, some of my friends are going to be joining me to really get ourselves active because 75% is right here, the food that you put in your body. 25% is that activity that you choose to do on your daily basis. So be active, eat clean, live a healthy life, and be an example to those around you. Be an example to your kids. I love you all so very much for spending this time with me today. I certainly hope that fricasee ends up on your table very soon, and I certainly hope your family enjoys it as much as mine. So have a wonderful day, and as always, καλή όρεξη!